So good morning, class 12D. We'll today discuss the principles of management which were given by Frederick Taylor. As I told you earlier, F.W. Taylor's principles, they are more scientific in nature. They more have a scientific base as compared to those of the previous one, the behavioral one. The behavioral ones were given by, come on,
Henry Fayol.
Henry Fayol. But these were given by Frederick Winslow Taylor. Now talking about the techniques of scientific management, F.W. Taylor said all the instructions to all the different departments cannot be received by only one individual. So therefore he gave the concept of functional foremanship. It was F.W. Taylor's belief that the different departments are there in any business organization. Some departments do the production work, some do the packaging work, some deal with the transportation, some deal with the sales, some deal with only the accounting department. Now if all these 10-12 departments working in the same business organization, they will receive instructions from one fellow, it will become very difficult because the one who's giving the instruction is one single man, and he believes that scientifically it is not possible for one man to know everything. Now since you are a commerce student now, do you know all the concepts of physics which are dealt in class 11th and 12th? No, it's not possible for you. Then if I belong to this stream, I don't think it will be possible for me to teach you more about maths or chemistry or anything else, because this is my stream and I know how to give instructions, how to do work, how to receive instructions on this particular field, in this area only. So everybody who is a human being has a limited area of their thinking capacity, their physical ability. In the similar way, F.W. Taylor says that there should be functional foremanship. Who is a foreman? The person who is a head, but head over any one department. Foremans hote hain. In the business organizations, there can be foreman. Foreman for sales, foreman for production, foreman for packaging. Now the foremanship says you need to divide the work to different in charges. Each in charge will have a separate group to deal. I have to give instructions to these 10 people and I will have to manage these 10 people. That's it. But if there are 1000 employees, then there has to be at least 100 foremen, or as per the need requires. So functional foremanship says there has to be one individual as a head over one department only. Now there is no more centralization of commands. Like in Henry Fayol's concept, there was centralization of command. But here in F.W. Taylor's concept, functional foremanship applies, where he says one person as a head, yes, of course, as a head, but for one department only. Are you getting this? What is functional foremanship? When it comes to practical application, when it comes to functional application, there has to be different departments, and different departments have to have one head. One subordinate or one head cannot undertake 6 departments or 7 departments as a whole. So this was the first concept of scientific management given by F.W. Taylor. Next, standardization and simplification. Setting up standards and simplifying the work. If I have to tell you that I am the production head and you have to make this marker through this machine, you have to make it. But I don't show you the marker, how it should be made. It should be black or white in color. It should be orange or green in color. How it should be, I don't tell you. Then, will you be able to do the same job for me? Will you be able to?
No.
Will you be able to
No.
analyze?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am needs a marker with a black cap and a white body. Not possible, because I have not standardized it for you. मैंने आपको example बना के दिया ही नहीं है. Then how will you get to know? So standardization is very important. He said whenever you give any task to somebody, you must first show how it is to be done. You must have a sample, and on that basis, the standards are made. For example, if there is a fashion house and the designer requires a dress, what do they do? Have you seen the first sketch it on a paper?
Yes,
Huh? Okay. And what else do? They also talk about the measurements, they talk about the color, the designing, and then that paper goes to the actual tailor or designer. And then they make that dress. So standardization or giving away one set or giving them one example is very important. Standardization. What is simplification? You make the task so complicated for the people that he is not able to understand only, and he keeps on thinking, how am I supposed to do this job, what am I supposed to do? So simplification of rules, simplification of instructions. You tell them how much time is required, you tell them what all material is required. All this is very much important in order to get a work done. So simplification of work is very important. And who will simplify this? The one who is a worker will not simplify. The one who is the head or the leader, he has to simplify the work. So getting the difference between standardization and simplification. Standardization means giving one example, setting a standard. And simplification means a good manager should be such that he should simplify the rules, bring them down to the knowledge of his workers and give it to them so that they can work accordingly. Are you getting this, children? Standardization and simplification?
Yes,
Come
ma'am.
on,
yes, ma'am.
say something.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The next concept says the method study. Method study is concerned with finding out the best way of doing the job. Now, method study says you have option A with you to make this marker, option B with you again to create a marker, and option C with you. Out of these three plans, you first find out A, B और C. सबसे कम पैसे में कौन से मेथड से बन रहा है, सबसे जल्दी कौन से मेथड से बन रहा है, सबसे लॉन्ग टर्म तक यूज होने लायक मार्कर कौन से मेथड से बन रहा है. आफ्टर एनालाइजिंग ऑल द प्रोसीजर्स of A, B and C3, we decided that we will choose method B because it was most feasible. And then we start making the marker using method B. So method study says analyze all the options that you have and select the best one from them. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So function we'll study these three only. Techniques of scientific management, which were given by F.W. Taylor. But first of all, scientific, they are behavioral also, but you say they have a scientific basis. They were dependent upon certain scientific phenomena which work upon human beings also. Now, scientific management says there has to be certain techniques. Remember those 4 basic principles that we studied from F.W. Taylor? What were the 4 basic principles which he gave? Come on, children. The 4 basic principles जिनके basis पर
Science,
techniques
not rule of thumb.
Funds, first of all, it should be science. It should be not rule of thumb.
Not thumb.
This contains logic. First, one by one. This contains logic. This is not rule of thumb. क्योंकि एक ह्यूमन बीइंग सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में एक ही ह्यूमन बीइंग सारी चीजें मैनेज कर लेता है, इसलिए हमारे यहाँ भी करता है, ऐसा नहीं है. बट दिस इज साइंटिफिक. The rule of thumb cannot apply everywhere. It has to be scientific. Yes, of course. Functional foremanship is scientific. Standardization is also very important. Unless you show them a sample, how will they make it? And simplification is also very important. So yes, this is also scientific. There is no rule of thumb. Now the third one, method study. Of course, how will you make maximum profits? You will make maximum profits when you are heading towards the best solution. जब हम wrong solution की तरफ run कर रहे हैं, we will not be able to derive best results. So yes, this is also scientific, and there is no thumb rule. So first case satisfied. What is the second principle? given by FW Taylor?
Ma'am, harmony, not discord.
Harmony, not discord.
discord.
There should be harmony. There should be no discord. However, in functional foremanship, there can be many foremen in the same organization, but there will be harmony in between them because all are managing their own departments, and all the 10 departments, 12 departments, whatever results they will give, they will all be compiled for one management policy. That is the betterment of the business. Now here also, standardization and simplification. Once you standardize, तो जितने भी, फॉर एग्जाम्पल 1000 पेन्स आर मेड, ऑल ऑफ देम विल बी ब्लैक कैप एंड वाइट बॉडी. अगर स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन नहीं पॉसिबल होगा, देयर विल बी नो हार्मनी. सम विल मेक दिस कैप ब्लू इन कलर, some will make it orange in color, some will make it green in color. So standardization is very important to maintain a harmony. And simplification is also very important. Unless the rules become simplified and easy, they will not be able to be processed. So there is simplification. And method study also, जब हमने एक ही method adopt कर लिया, method B. So now we are no more following method A, we are no more following method C. We are only following method B. So there will be harmony and there will be no discord. Are you able to relate it with the principles?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Fine.
ma'am.
Yes, fine. Now the third one. The third principle says
Cooperation, not individualism.
cooperation should be there. Individual interest should be kept aside. There will be cooperation. However, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 foremen in number, but all of them are heading towards the achievement of one single goal. That is rise of profit of the business house. Okay? Here also. Standardization. Standardization means all of them will make one product, similar product. How do you identify? This is a Reynolds pen. This is a cello pen. How do you identify? How do you identify that this is a Woodland t-shirt and this is not Adidas? Because it has a logo, right? How will you identify that this is a marker whereas this is a pen? Because जितने भी पेन होते हैं वो ऐसे नजर आते हैं और जितने भी markers होते हैं they look like this. So there is standardization, similarity. And simplification, again, when the rules and regulations will be simplified, they will be explained, everybody knows what they have to do, they will be making goods which are similar, which are harmonized in appearance. And method study also, when we are following the same process, all of them are achieving a result by making use of method B. What is the fourth principle given by F.W. Taylor? Come on.
And development of workers through their creative efficiency and prosperity.
Fine. You need to provide them some initiatives. You need to keep them motivated so that they can work properly. Now, when we apply the scientific techniques and when the workers will see that yes, results are being oriented. This is whatever I am doing, it is result oriented. It is towards achieving a particular target. Then they will also feel motivated, they will also feel interested, and there will be lesser induction required to make them work. Actually, they will work because they have received proper instructions. They will work because they now know what to do. They will work because the simplifications of rules and regulation is made, and they will work because they know the plan of action. They have done the method study and they know the plan of action which is to be implied. So, क्योंकि उन्हें पता है वो किस direction में काम कर रहे हैं और उससे results भी मिल रहे हैं, so they will continue to stay motivated towards their work. So we have cross-tallied these three techniques with the principles given by F.W. Taylor. Any confusion with these three, children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now time for some written work. Please give a heading in your registers. Techniques of scientific management. Yes, somebody is asking.
Ma'am, ma'am, also I would like to, there are 8 functional specialists included under this.
Under functional foremanship.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So shall we discuss them in detail one by one? Okay. Let's get
Ma'am,
back.
under planning department and production department.
under the planning department and the production department, of course. Now, this is just an example. किसी भी business organization में there is a planning department and there is the execution department or the production department. Planning department के अंडर में वो कौन कौन से फोरमेन्स को रख सकते हैं, प्लानिंग डिपार्टमेंट को कितने सब ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड कर सकते हैं. इट इंक्लूड्स द इंस्ट्रक्शनल क्लर्क, द रूट क्लर्क, द टाइम एंड कॉस्ट क्लर्क and the disciplinarian. I hope you know who is a clerk, who does a desk job, the written work, the written job, and we have divided them into the instruction card clerk. There has to be a card which contains instructions which is to be followed by the person, and the one who manages them is an instruction card clerk. Clear? The route clerk. The route clerk will tell the individuals which route to follow. What are the steps which are to be followed to reach a particular destination? What should be step 1? What should be step 2? What should be step 3? The route clerk will tell you which route to follow. Once again, he will also tell you how can you send your queries and suggestions to the upper departments of the management. The route clerk. Getting the difference between the instruction card clerk and the route clerk?
Yes.
If not, please tell. Every time the answer does not have to be yes only. It can be a no ma'am also, so that I can explain it better. Now the third one is the time and cost clerk. The time and cost clerk will maintain a cost sheet. Like you must have studied, there is financial accounting and then there is cost accounting. जितने भी production houses होते हैं, they basically work on cost accounting. Cost accounting will be taught to you in graduation second year if you do BCom in detail. So cost accounting, in the cost department, what do? They prepare cost sheets. And time also. Time is also very important. Remember those two concepts. There should be efficiency and there should be effectiveness also. So time पे हुआ काम कि नहीं हुआ, और जो हमारी desired cost थी उसमें वो production complete हुआ कि नहीं हुआ. This is managed with the help of the time and cost clerk. Third one. The disciplinarian, you of course know, disciplinarians are found everywhere. There are prefects in school. There are invigilators in the examination hall. In the similar way, the disciplinarian will see उसके department के जितने भी foremen हैं और जितनों को उन foremen ने responsibility assign करी है, if they all are doing a job in a particular discipline or not. So got it? What is the planning department foremanship? It has instruction card clerk. It can have a time and cost management clerk. It can have a route clerk and it can have a disciplinarian. Now, talking about the other side. The other side is the production in charge. The planning in charge. Planning in charge will have 4 different varieties of clerk. Now the production in charge. The production in charge will also have, the production department you can say, will also have a few foremen, including the speed boss who will manage if they are doing the work at the desired speed or not. There can be a gang boss, means a group boss. एक certain set of people के ऊपर एक head. That is the group boss, gang boss. Then you have the repair boss and then you have an inspector. प्लानिंग में जो काम डिसिप्लिनेरियन का होता है वो ही प्रोडक्शन इंस्पेक्टर का होता है. ही इंस्पेक्ट्स if the things which are made as per the requirement or not. So this inspector will keep a track of the other 3 of the production section and he will find out if all these are doing their tasks properly or not. And if not, they will instruct them to repair their things and get them done in a better way. Now the planning department and the production department will have different foremen and they all will combine towards one object, that is reporting to the workman. Reporting to the workman or reporting to the foreman. This workman or foreman means the same. The planning department will get the things done in his department. The production section will get the things done in his department. And both these sections in a production house, basically, both these sections, they will also generate one report, and production will also generate one report. And these will be sent to the functional foreman. So this is one example of how functional foreman model works. प्लानिंग और प्रोडक्शन में डिवाइड किया, प्लानिंग के अंदर जितने फोरमैन रिक्वायर्ड हैं उन्हें असाइन किया, प्रोडक्शन के अंदर जितने फोरमैन हैं उन्हें असाइन किया, और सबने अपना अपना टास्क कंप्लीट किया, गिवन टाइम पे किया, सारे रूल्स फॉलो करे, दे डिड द होल प्रोसीजर एंड दे जनरेटेड वन रिपोर्ट एट द एंड ऑफ द सेशन. Now at the end of the session they will send that report to their workmen or foreman, who will then analyze जो प्लानिंग करी थी उसके हिसाब से एग्जीक्यूशन हुआ या नहीं हुआ. एनीथिंग इन दिस चिल्ड्रन? Is it made clear to you? The planning section and the production section? Is it made clear to you? I suppose it is not made clear to you. Fine. Into which two groups can we divide the cost? Can we divide the production house? We can divide it into planning. Come on. We can divide it into planning and... Am I inaudible? Yes, children. Please tell.
Yes, ma'am.
The production house will be divided into two groups. They will make plans and they will produce the goods. So it will have two departments, the planning department and the
Production department.
production department. Fine. Planning will not function like production will, and production will not function like planning will. Planning के अपने अलग sets होंगे, और for production there will be different set or steps. Under planning, you have the instruction card clerk who will follow, or sorry, you can say who will maintain the cards which are for the steps to be followed. Then the next one, another clerk that you will have here will be the time and cost clerk. He will manage if the things are being which are supposed to be done, if they are done at the right cost or not, and if they are done at the correct time or not. Who else will you have? You will have a route clerk. What is the job of a route clerk? What will he do? Have you seen a flow chart? Have you seen a flow chart in computers?
Yes, ma'am.
What is a flow chart?
Yes, ma'am.
What is a flow chart?
Ma'am, it explains the execution from one procedure to another.
ठीक है. And one very important thing that you did not mention, it is the step-by-step procedure. Fine. So in order to do any task, what is the flow chart? What is the step-by-step procedure? What should be the route which is to be followed? R-O-U-T-E, route, which is to be followed to do any task, is to be managed by the route clerk. And the fourth one, who is a disciplinarian. What will be the job of a disciplinarian? To see if the other three heads are working as per the requirement or not. Is the planning one clear to you? Is it made clear to you or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, let's move forward. Production section. Now planning जिस तरह से काम करता है, production वैसे काम नहीं करता. Production में अलग foremen की requirement होगी. अलग foremen कौन कौन से हो सकते हैं production house में? There can be a speed boss. What will be his task? To find out if the speed which is required for production is happening or not. अच्छा, speed increase या decrease होने से क्या हो सकता है? What can happen? If the machine is over functioning,
If speed increases, it creates effectiveness, and if it decreases, it creates ineffectiveness.
Okay, fine. Let me give you one more thing through this. Now, speed boss का क्या task होता है? If the machine is over functioning, it may lead to breakdown of the machinery. It may lead to fatigue of the employees, and that is when they will not function properly. So speed boss will manage जितने number of units एक दिन में produce होने चाहिए, they should be done accordingly. Then the other one is the gang boss. Gang boss to manage if the groups are functioning, if the gang is functioning properly or not. Or the third one, who is the third foreman out here? The repair boss. Now this is the production department. Repairs are required at every step. Repair of machinery, repair of the power supply, repair of the products which are created. So repair boss हमने assign करा हुआ था. और इन सारे के सारे बॉसेस को, इन सारे के सारे फोरमैन या इंचार्जेस को हेड करने के लिए या टू फाइंड आउट इफ दे आर डूइंग द जॉब प्रॉपर्ली और नॉट, whom have you assigned?
Inspector.
Production inspector. You know, sometimes when arms and ammunitions are made, जो factories होती हैं, defense factories होती हैं, inspectors are very important because they go and inspect. For example, if a arm and ammunition or a gun is made and it will not function when the war is on, is it of any use? The people are going to lose lives. If you see a car is manufactured, this is a production house for a car. They will have to have a test drive before setting it into the showroom, because they will find out if the brakes are working properly, if the steering wheels are working properly or not, if the seats are comfortable or not. So it is the job of the inspector in any production house to inspect whatever is made. Before this pen reaches you, this has gone through quality inspection. Do you know the concept of quality inspection? What is quality inspection? I will inspect the food corporation in charges. They go to restaurants and they check, they taste food. They find out what is the hygiene. What is all this? Whatever they have produced, there is an inspector over it. Okay? Both these departments will compile their reports. It will go to the foreman or the workman, who in turn will find out if the work is going on properly or not. So is the concept clear to you, functional foremanship? This is just one example of a functional foremanship for our production department. The next one was standardization and simplification of the task. There has to be a set standard, एक sample उनको ready करके देना पड़ेगा, and there has to be simplification of rules and regulations. And the third technique that we did was the method study. We analyze the 3 options available to us and we select the best option. Got it, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now please write down techniques of scientific management. Techniques of scientific management. At what time will the period get over?
It's already over.
I'm sorry if it is already over. Techniques of scientific management. Just write down these 3 points so that you remember that you have already studied. However, we will elaborate this in the next period. Functional foremanship, standardization and simplification, and method study.